Ooh, hey y'all. Sorry about that. I didn't have the microphone on, so my bad. But welcome to Lovely J Podcast. I'm Coco, and today, y'all, we gonna be talking about something that is very near and dear to me, and I have fell off track so many times until it's just like, girl, what are you doing? But yeah, it's time we had to talk about emotional eating awareness. Yup. It's time to do that. All right, so let me get this out there. For those who would like to join me, thank you all that continue to support me. I see you. I see your numbers out there. I see the number. I don't see your face, but I see the number, so I thank y'all so much. Okay, y'all. So I'm thinking about starting back going to the nutritionist. I just needed a time off. I'm telling you, so much was going on with all this harassment and bullying and stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I fell off big time eating because of the things that I was going on in my life. And I know a lot of people really don't care to hear other people's story. This ain't no sad story. This ain't no pity story. This is just the truth. When I started getting harassed and bullied, everything that I thought was solid, it just came crumbling down like boom. Like all the plans that I had written out for the year 2022 and 23, it did not work the way that I thought it was going to go. In 2020, when I started my mobility journey, well, it was doing pretty good. It did good until the end of 2021, and that's when I started getting harassed and bullied. And to this day, I still am, but I just made up in my mind that I can't stop what people do or what they say about me. I can't stop no rumors. If they say I did it, use your own judgment for that. I just can't stop what people are saying and doing. And I really beat myself up because I stopped taking care of me during this time. And yes, I lost 100 pounds in 2020 and gained it all back and some in 20 when I next time I got on the scale was 2022, and by the end of 2022 I had gained back the 100 pounds that I had lost. So I'm not going to try to make y'all think that this is an easy journey and that it's something that I am perfect at, that I have perfected, because I have not. And it's not even that I don't have faith in God, that I can't do it. The problem is I took my focus off of it and I started focusing on, I was in survival mode. I was trying to save my life from these people. And then I realized, wait a minute, if you're being gang stalked or, fed stalked, whatever they want to call it, if you're in this type of program, once you get in that program, once your name gets put into that program, it's too many people. Like, you cannot handle everybody's. You're talking about a worldwide program here, first of all, that you can't get every single person that's saying and doing things to you. It's on a much bigger scale than I personally can handle myself. So it took me a long time to finally make up in my mind that, okay, well, I got to still do what I can do for me. And I'm not saying that's an easy thing, because it's hard to train yourself emotionally and spiritually and, just move forward. Because each time I try to move forward, because it involves so much of my life. Like, there's no part of my life off guard. I mean, off limits. Like, they have attacked every part of my life. And so that affects my eating. They've even attacked, my eating, So that's why I found myself eating really, really fast. I found myself turning to what was more convenient than, just trying to sit and plan out a meal. I have all day to plan out a meal, by the way. It's sickening, right? I have all day to plan out a meal because it's not like I'm going to a 9 to 5. I do all my content from home, so it's not like I didn't have the time, but I didn't have the emotional availability. Emotionally drained, cannot function, just mind all over the place. Emotionally, I have been unattached to a lot of things. I'm not unattached to reality, but I have been unattached to a lot of the things that I love to do because out of fear that, once I start doing this, then I'm going to start getting attacked in other areas. And it's true. No matter what I do, I still continue to get these attacks in my home, to my body. And, it's just a whole big mess right now. And so, yeah, I've been emotionally eating. I've been turning to candy bars. And y'all know I haven't made it no secret about the things I've been eating. I've ate the most pizza and chips and cakes in these last 2 years than I've ate in my whole entire life. I've never been on, like if I would eat a cake, I would eat one cake, not 2, 3, or a whole box in one day. But it's to that point where now, like, the sugar cravings are so high because of that emotional neediness. I gotta take care of my emotional for real. But anyway, I got this thing that my nutritionist had gave me, and I am gonna call and try to get back in with her now that I got the keys to my car. You see what I'm saying? It affects every part of my life. This federal program and or whatever, some people call it gang stalking. Some people say gang stalking don't exist. I don't know what to call it. All I can say is somebody is tampering with every piece of my life, every part of my being. That's all I can say, including my emotional and my eating. And I hadn't been able to get to my appointments like I needed to. I hadn't been able to really focus on me, my health, my business, none of that. Because my mind has just been it's not in la la land, but it's not moving forward either. And a lot of this can have to do with all the sugars that I'm eating. I do know when you eat a lot of sugar, you have a lot of brain fog and disorders like that. And that's where we're at. Anyways, I got this emotional eating awareness worksheet. And I'm going to go over it with y'all just so you can have an idea of what this sheet is how it makes you more aware of why you're eating. And this is my awareness right here. So, I did this sheet. When did I do this sheet? I did this sheet probably like 4 months ago. All right, let's see. Okay, so it says, when I feel emotion, and then you got to fill in the blank. I have my highlighter here too, by the way. How many of y'all are down with the highlighters? Yes, I am. Okay, so when I feel emotion, my emotion is angry. And I had filled this out with my nutritionist, by the way, at that time. My emotions were angry, sickened to my stomach. I felt like I needed justice for what was going on with me. And again, I felt anger. So I got like anger written down twice. I'm angry. I'm angry because how can other human beings want to see somebody hurt this bad? Want to take advantage of somebody's body, sexually assault them and abuse them, mess up their home. So these are reasons why I'm angry. My clothing is messed up. Like there's nothing left off. Holes in my floors. Financially, I'm drained. Financially, I have tried to help myself to the point where I'm a poor person right now. I'm rich in the spirit, but my finances are poor. And I'm okay with that because my faith in God, He's never left me in a situation where He did not provide. And it makes me angry that I've had to spend my money to keep trying to fix things up. And now I have to stand in the food bank line. I'm in the food bank line on Tuesdays, praying to get decent food to carry me through the rest of the week so that I can kind of save like $1 or $2 here or there. But then I have that addiction, that sugar addiction is here. I'm angry about a sugar addiction. I want to stop with this sugar stuff. Every time I look at a cake, I'm like, girl, I know that's fitting to be good, but at the same time, girl, you finna do something to your body that you don't want. I look at my body now in the mirror. I'm angry at how my body looks. This big hump in my butt, it had went down in 2020 when I was working out and all that. I started seeing a figure coming through, a nice figure. Now I'm back to like everything is just landing where it lands. It's not even toned. It's not lifting. It's not giving. I mean, my stomach is now the largest that I've felt it in 10 years. When I was 560 pounds, my stomach, it hung all the way down to, let me be careful on that, how I say that. Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for the reminder. Because my stomach, let me see. It may be longer than 10 years. In 2005, my stomach was down below my knees. When I sat down, you couldn't see no thigh. All you could see was stomach, covering my knees and my thighs. That's how big my stomach was when I was 560 pounds. And I don't want to get back like that again. But at the rate I'm going, I'm headed there. How many of y'all are headed there too? You don't want to get back like you used to be. And that's why I think like little discussions like this are so important, that we just put out there and be honest with ourselves. That we've got these problems. And right now, a lot of my problems is coming from being angry and disgusted with society. Even though I know that I can't control people, but why is it that they are trying to control me into being somebody that I know I'm not? And my little narrow-minded self at the time just went along with the program. I went along with the program. Well, since you're making me eat faster than I usually would eat, I'm going to eat fast and I'm going to make sure I get a lot of restaurant food. It was cheaper for me to eat at Wendy's than it was for me to cook at home at one point. And so I just kept eating at Wendy's. Now I probably eat at Wendy's I was eating at Wendy's every day for like a whole year. Yeah, but now it's not like that. Now I probably have Wendy's once every blue moon. McDonald's, well, I'm not going to say every blue moon, but I'm going to say maybe once every 2 weeks. McDonald's I have probably excuse the yawning. McDonald's I probably have them probably every weekend. Close to every weekend, if not every other weekend. But it's nothing like what I was eating before. But yeah, that's what my emotions were, anger. I'm still dealing with anger. And I feel it. Anger is trying to consume me. But see, I thank God that I'm catching it, catching it right where it's at and dealing with it, even if I'm having to deal with it, speaking out loud, because sometimes we just can't speak to ourselves quietly. We need to hear that. I still want justice for everything that's happening to me, everything that's going on in my life. I speak justice because it's not just happening to me, but I'm seeing it happen to my family too. And so many of them are not aware that this is a thing. This is a program. And sometimes these programs come to divide families. I'm seeing churches that are actually faking, You can see the real them now. They're actually faking even loving Christ because they have been infiltrated. They're not the true people of God. Some of these people aren't. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but some of these people are just there because they need to spy on the preacher. And I'm not saying for only my church. I'm speaking in general, overall. Some people are only there because they need to keep up with what the preacher is doing so they know what to report back to whoever their headquarters is. So it's so many of us that need justice right now. We have not been able to exercise our rights. The amendments have been broken. Our civil rights have been limited, if not taken all the way. Privacy acts have been broken. So yeah, I'm still believing God that justice will come. Things have been inserted in our bodies that we don't even know what long-term effects is, if we even have any. We just don't know. And that part it stays on my mind sometimes. It stays on my mind sometimes. It does. Because we just don't know. And as I'm saying this out loud, now I see how that is an anxiety. And how it can be. The word I want to say I cannot pronounce because it's so big. Catastrophized. Blew up. I see how that could easily be blew up because it's so much going on at one time. But I must keep remembering that nobody is above God. And nobody is above the law. Everything that's happening, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. And it might not, be seen in my day and time. But hopefully it will be. Because I would like to help others that are going through this same thing that I'm going through. Whether you call it a mental illness or it's really actual facts of what's happening in my life. And that's one thing the therapist told me one day. He said, well, we got to see if this is a delusion. So the question is, how do we sort out delusion from what's reality? And I said, you come stay with me and you'll see. You come stay with me. You look at my bruises. And then I had one guy question and say, well, how do I know you didn't put those bruises on yourself? Because some people are mentally ill and they do, excuse me, y'all, and they do put bruises on themselves. So the challenge was, the burden of proof is on me to prove that I'm not doing these things to myself. And that is a big emotional overwhelm. So it's all of that has got me where I'm at. Y'all got to excuse me if I'm choking up, honey, because my bedroom floor needs vacuum cleaning. Yeah, like ASAP. All right, the next thing is, it says, it drives me to eat foods. And this anger drives me to eat these type of foods. And sometimes I be angry and don't even know I'm angry. That's how bad it is. But it drives me to eat. These are my safety foods that I run to: potatoes, bacon, and cheese. Yep, potatoes, bacon. I forgot to put cheese on here, but potatoes and bacon. It's like when I get in that adrenaline mode, I run to potatoes and I run to the bacon. Okay, I usually end up feeling emotions from after I eat that: upset, concerned, needed more, all or nothing. I have a Last Supper mentality. Like, this is all I'm going to be able to eat for now. So I might as well, it's kind of like a scarcity mindset. This is all I'm going to be able to eat for now. So I might as well go ahead and eat as much as I can right now while I can. And then I feel like I was telling my son last night, I don't like leftovers anymore. I used to love leftovers. You hear me? I used to adore leftovers until somebody started messing with my food. Question is that a delusion or is it a fact? To y'all, it's a delusion. To me, it's a fact. because there's just certain things there that let you know that somebody has, touched your food. Yeah. And I don't want to get into that part because that's not what this is about. This is just, a awareness sheet that helps me to stay aware of my emotions, because according to them, I'm an emotional eater. So that's what causes the disorder. Okay. So I have an all or nothing mindset going on right now. Got to work on that. Yes, I do. And I have a restriction. The restriction is I have been restricting myself from certain foods because like I said, I don't trust things like I want to. So if I do buy food, I try to eat it up the same day, which means if I buy something in bulk, okay, for instance, like these family size packs of Doritos. I love nacho spicy cheese Doritos. Like, I had a bag Saturday night, brought the bag that morning. By nighttime, the bag was gone, and it was a family size bag. So throughout that day, all I did was eat on those Doritos. Now, my therapist did say, the nutritionist did tell me to, y'all got excuse these voice clears. I don't know what's going on today. The nutritionist did tell me to help cut down on that is to start buying the individual bags of those Doritos that's already portioned out. And she said that would help with that. So when I feel restricted, I eat more. And I eat it quicker. All right. Usually a bag of Doritos would last me probably 3 days at least in portions. But not anymore. Now it's like I gotta eat it all now before I go to bed, because if I don't eat all of this now, in the morning somebody's gonna be messed with it, tamper with it, and then I'm not gonna want to eat it. So that anxiety is kicking through there. So I might need to write down. I need to do an anxiety awareness sheet too. I ain't got nothing but time, y'all. I ain't got nothing but time on my hands. All right, let's see. And my symptoms and these are the physical symptoms after I do all that eating, after I go through all that emotional stressing. My symptoms are headache. I feel really tired. Sometimes I have heart palpitations. And sometimes while I'm eating, I disassociate with the food. Not meaning that I turn into multiple personalities, by the way. I know some people who disassociate, they go into these multiple personalities, but no, not that. My disassociation with the food is once I start eating, I wanted to say it's like I'm a different person, but it's like everything numbs. Like, I don't feel nothing. While I'm eating, I don't feel nothing. I'm not thinking about nothing. All I'm thinking about is this food that's in front of me, how gorgeous it looks. See, if I see good looking food, that makes me get aroused even more. Like, it's like I get this excitement, this contentment about myself. And then when the food is gone, it's like, okay, back to the regular scheduled program until the next time it's time to eat, which is usually about 2 hours later. Okay, this keeps me from achieving. And in this place, you write, what are your goals? And I had wrote, yes, recovering. It keeps me from recovering mentally. It keeps me from being healthy in my mind, body, and soul. It keeps me from going places. It keeps me from doing things. I have goals. I have a vision board. There are things that need to be accomplished, and I can't accomplish these things with anxiety all up here and there. I want to travel. God bless me with a vehicle. I want to travel. I don't want to sit at home. God bless me where I can finally now get out and go to these churches, to these programs that I love to go to. And, enjoy myself. I mean, I know it's a challenge going to enjoy myself because I know people are going to, be doing things to let me know that they're watching me. And at the same time, it's like I'm watching you too. but I don't want to feel like that though. See, that's that part that comes up that's like where I then took my eyes off of God and now I'm watching everything they doing instead of enjoying myself. Yeah, see, I'm not perfect, y'all, so who told y'all I was? I told y'all I'm not perfect. I'm just as human as the next person is. All right, next thing is when I feel, and this says first emotion listed, anger. When I feel anger, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight physically, but I want to fight verbally, and I am fighting mentally. But I want to be able to voice things that I'm going through, things that I've been through, and things that I would like to see done and changed in this country concerning people like me who have been targeted for whatever reason. It's for somebody else's. Somebody is trying to get a glory in an area. And so now that's why they target people like me. Come after people who, I just don't have the money to get lawyers. But I want to be able to stand strong and still, when I feel this anger, I don't want it to be for bad. I want it to be for God's glory. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want this anger to push something bad out of me. I want it to push me to my greatness. And so far, it's pushing me to some good things now because I ain't gonna say that during this whole time I haven't grown. I have grown in some areas. I have learned to trust some types of foods that before I would never even thought of eating. I have tried so many new different types of food like arugula. I'm starting to eat more different kinds of cheeses when before I had anxiety towards cheese. Before I had anxiety towards cheese and it was only certain cheeses that I would eat. Yeah, so it's helping me grow and to want to step outside of my comfort zone. So I can't say the anger is all bad. The anger is good when it's good, but when it's bad, it's bad. All right. This right here. Instead, I will try enjoyable activities. Okay. I did not put nothing here. Or did I? Enjoyable activities. Potatoes. Okay, so this is what she had me write down underneath this because at this point, I was not thinking about no enjoyable activities. Okay. So instead, when I feel anger, she says, what I can do is potatoes, since it was a coping skill, and now I have different choices because I'm not in survival mode. So she suggested that instead of running to potatoes, try a different fruit, a different vegetable. Just try something different besides potatoes. Y'all know I just brought a 5-pound bag of potatoes. Don't tell nobody. I did. I just brought a 5-pound bag of potatoes. And I did not realize. And I had potatoes for the last 2 weeks. And I kind of been sitting on something on my chest for the last 2 weeks that I have been going through. I've been going through feeling unappreciated, let down. I have felt like people have tried to push me to feel like I'm the worst person in this world. And I started eating my potatoes because of that. Potato chips. I've been frying potatoes in my pan every day. Every time I cook a meal, I'm adding potatoes on the side. So now I know why I'm on the potato fest. Okay, got to get up out of that then. Okay. So it says, instead of anger, what can I do whenever I do get angry? And I said, pray. And that is so true, y'all. When we feel out of pocket, we can pray. We can always turn our sights back to God. And that's why my anger got so bad the last 2 weeks ago. I wanted to give up. The feeling of being unappreciated. I wanted to give up on being a gospel DJ. And then my little grandbaby says, this song makes me feel good. And it was a gospel song playing. And I was like, wow, I can't give up like that. And I started listening to gospel music, and it helped a lot. So prayer is my first weapon of choice. And then she said, take a 10-second breath. Like I'm doing now. No, that's yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning. I got up early. The second thing is choose a coping skill that serves for the day. A coping skill that serves for the day. So all of this works together. So I guess I will try to find me another therapist that I can go to, because the doctor clearly said already that I'm not a candidate for surgery without a therapist. And I'm like, okay. I don't want the surgery no way, because I feel like I need to just, I don't feel like I could enjoy weight loss without my mind being right. So I do agree that I may need therapy a little bit in that area to help me learn different coping skills. You know, just learn something different, do something new in that area. The next thing is make sound decisions. Okay. And that's it. And then she goes on to give me this right here. Identify the emotion that I'm dealing with. That's a good one. Let me highlight that. Let me highlight that. Identify the emotion. That way I will pay attention to this. Count to 10 and think about what I need. In that moment that I'm having that emotional breakdown or that emotional crisis, what is it that I need? A lot of times when I'm angry, I just need reassurance. And it's hard now for me to find somebody who can reassure me that I'm okay, because I don't trust anybody now. And I had to learn how to get through those trust issues by saying, okay, you know what, girl? We got to do this, or else we're going to be lonely in this world for real, for real. What I needed to do was just talk to people. People who were willing to talk to me, talk to them. That keeps the human side of me human and thankful and grateful. Even though sometimes they say things that let me know that they're monitoring me or that they're watching me, I still have to do human things. Don't let nobody dehumanize me or isolate me to the point where my trust is overpowering love. And I have to jump back on the love boat. Okay? The next thing is to identify what's true. Walk away from some situations. Just identify what's really going on with me. Vent if I need to, but vent safely to a good ear. And y'all are good ears, so I don't mind venting to y'all. Y'all are good ears. And I forgot what this means. Urge surfing. Ride the wave of the ocean and see if it goes away. I forgot what that actually meant. But that's one thing that she said, urge surfing. You know what? Let me see if I can pull something up on that, what urge surfing is. Y'all, my left arm is out of commission. Everything I do hurts when I try to use it. Okay. Let's go on here. Let's see if we can get something out. What is urge surfing? Oh. What is urge surfing?
According to Dartmouth Hitchcock, urge surfing is a technique that can be used to avoid acting on any behavior that you want to reduce or stop. Some examples of behaviors may be smoking, overeating, substance use, spending, lashing out at someone, etc. Some facts about urges. 1. Urges rarely last longer than 30 minutes if you don't feed them.
Okay. All right, so that's what it is. It's a technique that can be used to avoid acting on any behavior that you want to reduce. Okay. Stop or reduce. Wow. So what I'm going to do with that, y'all, is I'm going to highlight that. And I'm going to definitely look more into that one. Listen to all those birds. Do y'all hear that? I'm on the inside and those birds are like yelling at me. I'm tired of y'all. All right. And that's all I have on the emotional awareness sheet. And if you would like to see a copy of this sheet, I can put this up on the website, Lovely J Podcast. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I have for y'all for right now. Yeah, let's just focus on the emotional eating awareness right now. I mean, I have so much other information here, but I do not, let me correct, I do not want to go into all that other information right now, because right now I think that's what I need to do the most, is identify these emotions, because I'm pretty sure there's some hidden emotions in there too, because I have been feeling like it's like an anxiety. I think it's anxiety. Yeah. Now that I think about it, that's got to be anxiety. Where, like, it's a rush on everything. Like, everything has to be done right now. Like, I got to rush. If I'm going to do my hair, I got to rush and do it now. If I'm going to go anywhere, I got to rush and go. If I'm going to take a bath, I got to rush and do it. And this was produced because one thing about the privacy violation is that I know there are people who watch everything that I do, including taking a bath. I mean, they have seen my private parts. They have seen my top parts. They have seen every inch of my body. And so when this first started happening to me, when I first realized somebody was watching me, these are for your peeping toms, you know. When I realized that the neighbors especially were watching me and you know, they could see my body and everything, I started turning my lights off to take a shower. Well, I wasn't taking a shower. You know, my bucket bath. Turned my lights off to take my bath. And then they kept changing my algorithm because, you know, my phones are hacked too. And in my algorithm, it shows that even if the lights are off, when a camera is watching you, they can see you just as good as they can in color with the lights on. And I just had to really just say, you know what, girl, you got a big body, but you got to love it anyhow. And so getting used to that is not something that I ever want to be used to, is giving somebody permission to watch me while I'm taking my baths or just living my normal life in my home. I really do not do anything in my home that's really worth watching, but you know, there's a market for this out here, and that hurts me. That angers me that there's a market out here for watching people be abused and watching people, you know, be imprisoned in their own home. And that's what it pushes me. Yeah, this stuff is emotional. This is what pushes me to be like, you know what? Anything I do, I gotta do it fast. That's what pushes me. I have to just breathe. Even right now, I just need to breathe. Just talking about it, you know, because I didn't know that this much was really built up in me. And now that I do know, now that the devil's been exposed for the hidden things that they try to push onto us psychologically, yeah, I'm finna do what I gotta do to handle that. But yeah, this was good. I enjoyed this. I may even do this with my Kiva podcast for women who are emotional eaters, so that they can, be able to recognize these things. Because I never would have known. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Kiva is like my mental health support group, and I have so many women that really depend on me to bring them information that is good and useful for them. And we don't know it all. That's the thing. I'm learning right along with everybody else. I'm learning that even my behaviors have been so destructive to me. And I'm learning that, there's some things I could have done differently. That life is not just black and white. Life is full of color. And there's ways you might not can live around it, but you can live through it. There's things that we can do to live through it. And one of the things that my nutritionist was telling me, that the more I expose myself out here to people, the better off I will be. And when she told me that, I was like, is you against me too? Because I'm telling you, these people are doing this and doing that. And the first thing I wanted to do, I got angry with her for telling me that I need to expose myself more. Because this is what she had told me. I told her, I said, slow down, man. Slow down, brain. She said, where do you usually eat at? I said, in my car, in my home, in my living room, and in my car is the main two places where I usually eat. And she said, well, this time, instead of eating in your car, how about you start exposing yourself by getting out of the car and going into the actual restaurant eating? And this is called exposure therapy. And y'all, I did not do it. So I need to get on the phone and see if I can get an appointment back with her, because now that I'm outside of that anxiety world, I believe I can handle it a lot better now. But yeah, she said, eat outside of the car, because this is the cure to anything and anybody that's trying to put fear into you. You do have to face it. And exposure to it is one of the things that will help us to understand why we are the way we are. Okay, another helpful tip she gave me with exposure therapy is pay attention to hunger cues. When you get the hunger cues, 1 means you're beyond hungry, and 10 means you're beyond full. So you got to learn in between there. Like, we'll talk about that another day. Not today, but these are just some tips that she gave me. The third thing she said is get out of the house, eat at different places. See, now she's on to something there, because with anxiety, you play it safe with the places that you know. And the places that I have been playing safe with is McDonald's and Wendy's. So I have been only eating there, McDonald's and Wendy's, McDonald's and Wendy's. I had the same thing every time, just about anyway. Like the majority of the time, I have the same thing, 4 for $4. Or the $5 biggie meal, because it's only $5. It gets a drink, you get a fry. And so I feel like, hey, that's a whole meal for only $5. Why not? Problem is, it's not supposed to be every day. So I'm doing better at that. Okay, the next thing is, she said I could add some canned fruits and veggies and fruit cups. So that's good. I have done that. Now that I have done, just reared up on me some canned goods the other day. By the way, I was looking on TikTok, and they said the great value of canned goods. Now, I don't know how true this is. Now, we might can walk a little bit here and go see for ourselves right quick while I'm on here. I'm actually in the room, y'all. Hold up. Let me get this together. Because they said the great value canned goods now, some of them have on the label now, may cause cancer. Yep, because said they made overseas somewhere now. And I saw where they said the Great Value. Now look, this is good for you to listen to, those of you that have allergies. The Great Value marshmallows are made with tilapia. Yes, the fish. So if you have seafood allergies, you got to be careful eating their marshmallows. Okay, we're going to walk on in here. Because I just brought a can of pinto beans. Let's see. We're going to see. Oh, yeah, I got a couple of cans here that I brought that we're going to look over. Because I said that financially, having to cover all this stuff financially that I've been doing, oh gosh. I didn't have the money to buy like certain foods and stuff that I knew was going to be good for me. All right. I made it here. Let's see. I'm just looking on here reading and catching my breath at the same time. Alright, so on the Great Value Greek yogurt, which I eat a lot of that because it's got like big protein, like 13 grams for one little cup. It didn't have nothing on it. Let me go here. These are the pinto beans. 7 sessions enlarged. God. See, I meant to get these beans without sodium because these beans got like, it's 410 milligrams just for a half a cup. That's ridiculous. I should have read that. Okay, so it says ingredients prepared: pinto beans, water, salt, calcium chloride, ferment agent, calcium disodium, EDTA added to promote color retention. But I don't see anything on it about having any cancer. Cancer causing nothings. I also got the Great Value Equate. No, that's Equate. That's not Great Value. My bad. My bad. Let's look at these beans here and see if they say it. Now, that was on TikTok. They say you got to pay attention. If it don't got on the label great for you, that it could be one of those canned goods. This one got great for you on it, and I don't see nothing on there that says cancer causing. Now, this is some brown sugar hickory baked beans I got here. I want to put with my egg rolls today. And prepared. I don't see anything on it that says any cancer causing agents on it. But that was TikTok, so you have to go do your own research on that. I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying go do your own research on it. I just thought about it whenever I was reading it as one of my tips here on my paperwork. All right. My next tip that she gave me was buy snack size chips and candy. She said I can have it. I just don't need to have as much of it. So she didn't restrict me from eating it at all. She said just try to eat the serving size. So snack size. She said, buy individual snacks. And then she says, know that you will always have another opportunity to eat it again. I need a big sign of that. I need a big sign of that just sitting right here in my living room where I be eating it. That says, slow down eating. You will have an opportunity to eat it again. Yeah. Oh, y'all, it's so much, though. Let me see if I have anything else on here that I can share with you, good people. Oh, by the way, y'all, if you want to see more on this, this is coming from the Ohio State University. About mindful eating. The emotional awareness sheet. I guess it came from there too. And then I have this list of frozen meals that have the following: 2 to 400 calories, which I ain't gonna lie. Now these frozen meals, they did boost my energy, and they actually saved me money on my grocery bill. Frozen meals that have the following: 2 to 400 calories. She said when you get the frozen meals can be a great option for those looking for portion control options in order to stay on track with health goals. So the reason why I'm saying this is whenever I feel the emotional eating coming on, I can go to like one of these healthy meals instead of, just going to whatever I may choose. You can use these portion meals while also supplementing with fresh fruit, vegetables, and low-fat or fat-free dairy products for adequate calories or nutrition. You can also use them on occasion when there is not enough time to cook. And this says look for frozen meals that have the following: 2 to 400 calories, at least 10 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber or more, 4 to 600 milligrams of sodium, 0 to 7 grams of saturated fat. I need to keep a picture of this on my... You know what? I need to keep... Like, this needs to be, like, my lock screen. It needs to be on my lock screen. Oh, goodness, my arm. Recommended brands: Healthy Choice, Power Bowls, and Simply Steamers. And that is the ones that I use. And Lean Cuisine, I do use Lean Cuisine, and y'all know what else? On Lean Cuisine, you can also get pizza. And it's good pizza. And it's satisfying. And you can get the veggies or the meat lovers. Smart Ones and Smart Made, okay, I hear you. Green Giant Harvest Protein Bowls. Yes. Yeah, she told me don't go over the sodium. So that's a concern that we always have about processed foods, microwave foods, is that sodium content usually is high. But if we are replacing this as a meal, it's not high. It's just right. Oh, yeah. I have tried just about all of these meals, and I tell you, they are good. And the company that did these meals, they actually teamed up with Walmart. So if you go on Walmart website or go in the store, you can get these meals, and these are complete Power Bowl meals. You hear me? They're complete, and they do hold you. You can get these meals for $2. Wait a minute, no. Well, yeah, they on sale right now. I think it's $2.57, and one is $3.50. I think it's not over $4 per meal. I have brought like 5 of these meals at one time, and it didn't cost me but like maybe $15. And I'm finna go back to these meals. I'm going back to them. And there's all kinds here. Like, I may take pictures of this, or if I can find this website on here that she got this off of, I might can share with y'all. And here's a sample meal plan if you are an emotional eater. Listen, I'm just sharing what they gave me. I'm not telling you that you have to do this, so don't come at me. I'm just, disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a regular person with a podcast who's just sharing my journey. So a sample of the meal plan is like on Mondays for breakfast, can have a shake. And then a snack, a 4-ounce deli meat or smoked salmon or sliced cucumber. Wait a minute. 4-ounce deli meat or smoked salmon on sliced cucumber slices. Okay. For lunch, a lean cuisine 4-cheese pizza. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do this today. Because I just had my shake. As a matter of fact, I'm not done with my shake. My shake is... it's 1 o'clock, but I'm not done with it. I got the high protein shake. I'm drinking the chocolate one right now. It's got 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, and 1 gram of sugar, and 25 vitamins and minerals. So I'm drinking on one right now. It says that deli meat, and then for the lunch, it says the pizza, and then for another snack, can have a half a cup of berries with 1 cup of low-fat or fat-free Greek yogurt. I got that. Or low-fat cottage cheese. And then for dinner, can have another lean cuisine, apple cranberry chicken. That's just an example, y'all, of the meal plan. Ouch. Ooh, I didn't drop. I like that. It's a whole, this is nice. All right. And it goes all the way to Sunday, this sample meal plan does. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to create my own meal plan based upon this and based upon what I have here in my home. Here in my home, what I have conveniently is a bunch of apples. I've got to do something with these apples, so I may be on an apple quest. But I'm not going to eat them raw. I want to make my own apple sauce or apple puree. Something. One sliced apple with 1 to 2 slices of low-fat cheese. These are mini apples, so I know I can eat one of those. Yeah, I like this. Anyways, that's it, y'all. That is it. That's what I have for y'all. Emotional eating awareness. And hopefully, we all can make it through this. Because I know I'm not the only one that eats emotionally. I cannot be the only one. As many big backs out there that I have seen, I know I'm not the only one. Why are we calling each other big backs? Y'all, let me stop. I used to be offended by that. I remember one day I was cooking in my house, and I had kept somebody's kids. I didn't even really know the kid like that. But I kept the kid because the mama was, at the time, she was lit. And I didn't like to see kids, just going, I didn't like to see kids left behind like that. So if there was neighborhood kids around, I'd say, come on, over here and sit with me until your mama get back. And this child was hungry. So I got up and I started cooking. And my back was turned to the kid. And next thing I know, I hear this little voice just as bold and confident saying, "You ever play football? You got football shoulders. You shaped like a football player." Boy, that was so embarrassing. I wanted to yank that little boy up and say, "Fix your own food. I ain't fixing you nothing." But I didn't do it, though. I had to look past it. But that was the first time I was ever called a big back. And I was so offended by it. I was so hurt by it. I didn't want to turn my back to nobody else after that had happened. But yeah, we got to do something with these backs. All right, y'all. I'm getting off of here now. I think I've done good for the day. If you don't have nothing to do or you just looking for some good music to listen to, skip on over to my other podcast, UGA Gospel Storm. I just put up a Great playlist, and it helped me. If you're having trouble cleaning up your house or whatever, put that on and start cleaning up. You'll get it done before you know it. Because I surely was working on my bedroom while that music was playing. All right. Peace, love, and happiness. Y'all go have a great day. And I know I am. Blessings to all.